when this all started off, as a business I bought that was failed and down, there literally were no employees and a pile of stuff inside of a rented space. And there was no finished goods. There were no raw materials to be able to make the product. The situation of the inventory was quite desolate. And hiring back an employee, ultimately within a week, we hired a sewer, and we had 3 of us total at that point, and then shortly thereafter was 4. And now we're up to 37 employees. And the fun part of what we're really doing here is what I describe all the time as sustainable growth, making sure that we're growing at a rate with good business that makes sense to us, that has the right margins associated with it. And having my counselor at the SBDC gives me comfort in knowing that we're approaching things in a systematic manner as opposed to flying by the seat of our pants.
Chris said that he'd like to meet and talk about how to better utilize QuickBooks in his business, and he had some specific questions about what goes into cost of goods sold, how to run some reports, how to account for certain things. And that's where the relationship started, was from there. And then we went on to look at, well, I'm thinking about another building, well, I'm thinking about adding this much more inventory, well, I'm thinking about sourcing some raw goods from a different area here, what do you think about that? So really just about every aspect of a business that there is at some point in time we have touched base on and talked about at least.
The University of Minnesota Duluth, SBDC, helped us tremendously in the area of being able to identify sources for funding and finances, whether it be through the Small Business Administration or through local lending in the banks, or also other entrepreneur funds that are available around. They've been a clearinghouse and a great resource for me to be able to identify what my needs are from a funding standpoint, and also be able to sit back and look at the options that are available.
We're not selling anything. We are bringing an objective opinion to the area, to the business owner. So if I'm not selling this service, or I'm not have this loan fund that I'm trying to get you to get a loan from, I can really come in and talk to a client, a business owner, and say, here are your choices. You decide what you're going to do, but I'm giving you that information and that guidance so you can make an intelligent choice.
The fun part about Duluth as a town is that it really is a neat spot to visit. It's got a tremendous tourism base, and this used to be a vibrant, thriving business sector, and we're trying to do that ourselves again now. Ultimately, not by complaining to our city officials or to, saying, why can't things change around here, but just by focusing on doing what we do, doing it the best way we possibly can. And since we moved into this area, we are seeing a turnover. We've got restaurants that are starting to pop up around us. We have a craft brewery that jumped in behind us and make a wonderful craft product. And ultimately in this area, we're starting to view it as a possibility that this is going to be a craft district. So for that to happen as quickly as it did in an economic environment that really wasn't all that friendly, I can honestly say without the SBDC, we would not be sitting here today. So.